guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes Raw Review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome Raw Review for the viewers at home today on an all-new nootropic and stimulant-based pre-workout from our good friends at Phorm. It is, of course, MegaWatt in the house. Let's get straight into it. Show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel is way too small. It ain't going to get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here first Phorm MegaWatt. Luckily, we've got a big ass nutritional information panel appearing on screen for the viewers at home as we continue. Starting from the top, we have serving size 1 scoop serving per container. You got about 50 of them 1 scoop bitches in one of these first Phorm MegaWatt bitches, and it is 1 scoop per serve, viewers at home. Each of those 1 scoop serves is going to weigh, it really depends on the flavor, but the panel that we have up on screen at the moment is 5.7 grams. It varies almost 30% depending on the flavor, but this one that we're looking at here, this is the grape flavor, 5.7 grams. We have 3.281 grams of actives in every 1 scoop serve, spread across 9 active ingredients that we'll get through in a second, which means for this particular flavor, we're dealing with 58% actives and 42% flavors, sweeteners, stabilizers, and colors, which is quite high in the non-active ingredients, but when we get to the flavors, you guys will see why. Let's take a deep dive into these active ingredients. Guys, as always, link is in the description box down below to our Supplement Simplified articles where you can take your own deep dive into each of the ingredients we're about to go through in terms of what they are, what they do, clinical doses and whatnot. What we're gonna do is, first and foremost, just gonna disclaim that this MegaWatt is not a complete pre-workout. It doesn't claim to be a complete pre-workout. It doesn't claim to hit the 5 effects that we look for in complete stimulant-based pre-workouts. It claims to do 2 things. The first one is boost mental focus and elevate mood. The second one is provide energy. So those are the 2 effects we're gonna focus on for this MegaWatt. That is what it's designed to do. That is what it claims to do. Effect number 1. Mental focus, elevation in mood. We have quite a nice dose of choline bitartrate in this formula, combined with a nice dose of L-tyrosine, which is going to get us that synergistic mental focus, elevation in mood effect we're looking for, plus a full clinical dose of neurofactor in there as well to add to that elevation in mood and mental focus. Some nice synergism in there for that particular effect. Moving on to energy, we have natural caffeine from green coffee bean extract, which I'm a massive fan of. You guys know how much I love my natural caffeine sources for smoothness of energy and just overall elevation in energy experience. We have 150 milligrams of natural caffeine from that green coffee bean extract, so a decent dose. Happy to see that, not a stupidly high dose. And then we have vitamins B3, B6, and B12 for natural energy support, giving us a nice, smooth energy, elevation in energy feel, should I say. We then also have a couple of other ingredients that fall outside of these 2 effects. We have some aquamin in there, which is going to help with electrolyte balance and a little bit of endurance as well. And then we have bioperine in there to help us absorb the 9 active ingredients in each and every scoop of this MegaWatt. When we look at what it's missing regarding those 2 effects, really the only thing we can pick on is the nootropic effect, because from a mental focus perspective, it would be nice to see some huperzine A just to work synergistically with the choline and the neurofactor in there to help the elevated levels of acetylcholine stick around, so that elevation in mental focus sticks around. And then from an elevation in mood perspective, it'd be nice to see a natural source of L-dopa in there. Mucuna pruriens would be absolutely delicious, and that would be some nice synergism with the tyrosine, which is a precursor to L-dopa, which is of course a precursor to dopamine. That's just going to boost that elevation in feeling of well-being and that elevation in mood. Let me just say as well, when we're talking about what it's missing, just to reinforce that disclaimer, because I don't want you guys to think that we're dealing with a complete pre-workout here. We're not. There's no muscle pumps, there's no muscle power, and there's very little endurance. So of course, if this was a complete pre-workout, we would have a field day with all of the gaps in the formula, but it's not a complete pre-workout. It's a nootropic-focused energy supplement. In terms of how it tastes and how it mixes, comes in 7 flavors, viewers at home. Comes in blue ice flavor. Comes in grape flavor, which was the nutritional panel that we just went through. It comes in a pina colada flavor, pineapple coconut. It comes in a pink lemonade. It comes in my personal tub, my personal flavor right here, which is your rocket pop flavor. Also comes in a summer cooler, and then finally comes in a watermelon flavor. Guys, infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. I have my personal tub of MegaWatt in the rocket pop flavor. I have the infamous double wall glass, baby, and a spoon, of course, to mix it up. Let me just firstly say that a level scoop of this MegaWatt is pretty much bang on what it's supposed to weigh. So this rocket pop flavor, the scoop is supposed to weigh 4.7 grams, and a perfectly level scoop. Let me show you what that looks like. It's gonna make me sneeze, all this powder. Oh boy. Ah! No, I'm good, I caught it. A perfectly level scoop looks like that. I got a little bit of residue on the end there. But those are pretty much bang on for this particular flavor, 4.7 grams. I don't think I've ever caught a sneeze in a raw review before. That's a first. Infamous MassiveJoes takes a mixability test about to go down. Let me drop this bitch in this bitch and let it rain, let it rain. This rocket pop flavor. Few flicks of the wrist. I'm gonna refresh my memory on what this rocket pop flavor tastes. Man, there we go, that's enough. I will point out before I dive in and get this rocket pop flavor in me that it does, you guys can see that settling down the bottom. It does settle, it is a pre-workout. Let me just get straight to the point. Turbo Bowl is required for this here first Phorm MegaWatt. Let me refresh my memory on what this rocket pop flavor tastes like. Man, how this that sneeze really threw me off my shtick, guys. Let me refresh my memory on how this rocket pop flavor tastes, man. Oh, man. The one thing that first Phorm do not fuck around with is their flavors. Honestly, I'm yet to try a first Phorm product across all their products, across all their flavors, that hasn't tasted fucking amazing. This MegaWatt is absolutely no exception. I've tried a bunch of these 7 flavors. The Rocket Pop is the one I'm using at the moment. I think that's probably the best flavor that I've tried, to be honest with you guys. Closely behind that, I'd probably put the grape flavor, and then probably behind that, the pina colada, the pineapple coconut. But the Rocket Pop flavor is my favorite thus far of the flavors that I have tried. In terms of the effects, because that's what you're taking this pre-workout for, viewers at home, let me say, in terms of the elevation in mood and the mental focus, it is delightful. It is just a delightful pre-workout to train on. I've been training on it a lot over the last month or so as my stimulant part of my pre-workout stack, my nootropic part of my pre-workout stack. And it's just a really nice pre-workout to train on. You feel good on it, you feel focused on it. It's not too much tunnel vision focus. It's not the elevation in mood that then drops you like a fucking sack of potatoes post-workout. It's just a really delightful pre-workout to train on. And the energy really pairs well with the nootropic effect as well. It's smooth energy, it's natural caffeine, there's not a whole lot of it. It's a nice smooth elevation in energy. It really just gets you in a nice spot to crush your workout, and then it brings you back down post-workout nice and smooth as well. It's a really great nootropic stimulant-based pre-workout to stack with whatever else you want to stack it with to enhance particular parts of your pre-workout experience. So a great stimulant nootropic-based pre-workout to stack with a non-stim muscle pump, or a complete non-stim pre, or a non-stim that's going to boost muscle power or muscular endurance, or anything like that. And that's really how Phorm have designed this MegaWatt. Phorm do make a stim-free pump and endurance supplement. It's called Alpha Surge, and the MegaWatt and the Alpha Surge are designed to be stacked together. But regardless of whether you choose to stack it with Phorm Alpha Surge, it really is just a really nice base nootropic stimulant-based pre-workout to form the base of whatever pre-workout stack you want to create, depending on your personal needs, your personal requirements, and really whatever the fuck you like in your pre-workout stack. In terms of the side effects, guys, absolutely no side effects with this pre-workout. Nothing that you need to be aware of or worried about or anything like that. In terms of stackability, it really is going to stack best with stimulant-free pump enhancers, or stimulant-free pre-workouts, or stimulant-free anything that's going to boost the particular effects that are important to you from a pre-workout perspective. The one thing that I do not suggest stacking with it is other stimulant-based pre-workouts. There's not a lot of caffeine, it's 150 milligrams, but if you're throwing that on top of a pre-workout that has 350 and you're now at half a gram of caffeine, it's not going to be a good time. So I don't recommend stacking it with anything containing stimulants. It is going to stack perfectly with your stim-free pre-workouts, your stim-free pump formulas. In terms of what it compares to with regards to the nootropic effect and the stimulant effect, I've got a couple that I want to stack it up against. On one hand, we've got Cutler Prevail pre-workout. On the other hand, we've got BPN, Bare Performance Nutrition Flight. So when it comes to Cutler Prevail, the mental focus and feeling of well-being on the MegaWatt is not quite as good as Prevail. Prevail is definitely a better, especially mental focus pre-workout. The energy on MegaWatt is not as intense as Prevail as well. Prevail uses caffeine anhydrous and a bunch of it to boost energy much more intensely than MegaWatt does. Same number of flavors to choose from, but MegaWatt is much better value for money. It's pretty much half the price, so $1.40 per scoop compared to Prevail at $3.75. That being said, Prevail is a much more complete pre-workout. We just dialed in on those two effects that we get from the MegaWatt. Flipping the switch to the BPM Flight, mental focus and feeling of well-being is different. I wouldn't say it's better. I'd say it's different. I think Flight is probably a little bit better when it comes to elevation in mood and feeling of well-being, whereas MegaWatt is a little bit better when it comes to the feeling of mental focus. When it comes to energy, Flight is more intense and hits a lot harder. Once again, caffeine anhydrous in there and a whole bunch of it compared to the natural caffeine in the MegaWatt. Less flavors to choose from in the Flight, and once again, MegaWatt much better value for money at $1.40 per serve compared to almost $2.70 per serve for the BPM Flight. Who is it best for? Guys, honestly, I really like MegaWatt for all pre-workout users. If you're interested in any sort of pre-workout, whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, creating your own stacks, whether you're somewhere in between the two, MegaWatt is just one of those really nice, really good value for money nootropic stimulant-based pre-workouts that you're not going to regret having in your supplement cupboard when it comes to, you know what, I just want a little boost before I train, let me go throw a scoop of MegaWatt. Or you know what, I'm going to stack MegaWatt with my favorite pump supplement or my favorite non-stim pre-workout, just to boost, just to give me a little bit of energy kick in there as well. It really is suited for all pre-workout users regardless of experience. And I think specifically, if you want a nootropic focused, natural stimulant-based pre-workout for stacking purposes, if you are an advanced pre-workout user and you're really about creating the effects that you want from your pre-workout stack for you personally, that is where MegaWatt is really a must-have in your pre-workout supplement cupboard. Finally, price and value for money in the Australian marketplace. Viewers at home, the Phorm MegaWatt retailing at $69.95 for 50 scoops, which is 50 serves, which breaks out at $1.40 per serve, which is just crazy value for money, which is why I think you really can't go wrong having a tub of MegaWatt sitting in your pre-workout supplement pantry for those workouts where you want a little boost in focus, a boost in feeling of well-being and mood, and a little boost in natural energy. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on whatever device you are watching this video so you don't miss a beat when it comes to all these new raw reviews and everything else we've got going on here at the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Guys, that is MassiveJoes raw review on the all new Phorm MegaWatt in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.